Aloha, beautiful souls. Thank you for connecting with me here today for this collective reading. There's a couple things that I want to mention before we get into the cards, and then of course I'll do some tuning with sound for us. Let's see. Okay, so about a week ago, I was looking at the clouds and I saw this big hole open up. And I saw all the energies that the galactics were distributing into our realm. And I figured out after a couple of days that it was more of the element ether to work with. So this is a new, it's not new in general, but it's new in the abundance that it is available for us as a building block to co-create with. So it's very bountiful, a bountiful element for us to create with now. So the energy that was associated with that was the magician energy in tarot. And interestingly enough, Merlin came through for several days, and he's actually, I would put him in the category as an ascended master in his field. He's an ascended master that I haven't worked with consciously previously, and so that was a really beautiful experience. But the sense I get was that his presence was just a part of this process of all of the abundant ether building block for us to co-create with in our reality. He was like behind that as well. Yeah, some Arcturian vibes with him. But also what this set the stage for was for us to integrate aspects of our higher self from the higher dimensions. So that may have been a conscious process that you were working on recently. If not, just know that it was happening on an unconscious level. And I'm kind of seeing rainbows in my peripheral right now, and so there's so many, again, just that's reiterating there's so many different light hues to work with as we integrate these higher aspects of ourself with all of this new abundant ether element that is available to create with. We're able to hold these frequencies in our vessel better. So work with Merlin, call on Merlin, work with Merlin, build your relationship with Merlin if you have not already. There's a lot of beautiful magician archetype energy there, but it's not like the old magician archetype energy, it's new magician archetype energy. It feels totally different. Much more robust, much more colorful, much more playful. And so deepening your connection with Merlin will help you to experience that new archetype of energy a little bit better, or updated archetype of energy, I should say. So we're still deepening our connection with the Ascended Masters and the Ancestors. This is going to be going on for a while. And with the Ascended Masters, it's interesting because a lot of times I see or notice individuals giving away their power to them, right? But just a reminder that they honor us as earthly masters, and they are here to support us on our journey. And we have everything that we need inside of us already, and as we uncover that and unlock that, they're there with us for us to call upon for support or guidance during times where we can't necessarily see clearly, right? So when we honor them by investing in ourself so that we can serve the highest good. That's the ancestors and the ascended masters' highest desire, okay? Something new that's come up over the last handful of days in the collective has been some heavy decision making. And it will be unique for everyone's individualized path. But Spirit is helping us to cultivate wise decision-making practices based on all of the upgrades that we have recently gone through, including discernment and integrating knowledge as wisdom, and how we can use those to use those skills to really make aligned decisions in our life. And these can be pretty heavy because it has to do with co-creating our new reality. So there's no wrong decision, right? There's no wrong decision. However, there will be choices that have to be made. And sometimes this can be a little overwhelming. And so the card that's coming to mind is Seven of Cups energy, Two of Wands energy, right? Making a decision, kind of feeling overwhelmed by the options sometimes. But ultimately it's for our highest evolution. And so as long as you make virtuous decisions with your upgraded discernment and wisdom that you've gained, there is no wrong choice. But sometimes these can be very heavy decisions, okay? Like sometimes even life or death decisions. So, oh, I forgot. So, okay. I wanted to say that I had this experience in the Redwoods about 5 weeks ago, and the Redwoods asked me to start a tree grid around Pachamama. So I've been doing that, connecting the trees here, and if you could also contribute to that, that would be amazing. And so it's a very simple process. Just any tree that calls out to you if you're walking down the street or if you're in a forest and you feel really drawn or compelled to a tree, just put your hand on the tree and just close your eyes and, you know, envision in your mind's eye the worldwide tree grid. They like to be connected in their canopies and their roots, and so it kind of looks like the Tree of Life Taurus symbol. And you can even, it's just as simple as saying, I now connect you to the other trees on the worldwide tree grid. And this way the trees can share information and their wisdom for their species to help us, and as we are all ascending together. So they kind of share knowledge based on their own superpowers, like certain species of trees have their own superpowers, and so they fight pathogens in different ways. They deal with fire and being burned in different ways, and so they can share their skill set and their knowledge with each other through the tree grid. And so that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, something very simple but powerful you can do to help with that. One of the random messages that I got from my galactic guides is that if you are building a spiritual reprieve, a star hub, a retreat center, whatever you want to call it, don't get discouraged if you're seeing all of these others pop up, because what my guides showed me, my galactic guides showed me, is that each one is completely unique and serves its own purpose. And this was by design, that there are so many around the world, because it is like a net, a little hotspot for each location that helps to complete the whole. And so by design, there's meant to be many of them, and each one will just be so unique, and not one will be like the other. All the energies will be different and serve different individuals to help on their journey, okay? So no discouraging there, don't get discouraged there. And then one of the other things I wanted to share with all of this mountain energy that's come up in the past channeling with Metatron, and I think even the reading before that, but then I did a guided meditation on it for those reasons. But I wanted to share with mountain energy, Mauna is what it's called here in Hawaii, but when you are using the medium paint, when you are creating, whether it's painting art, painting furniture, whatever you're painting, the consistency of the paint channels the energy of the closest, largest mountain next to you. And so when you're, and it filters through the sacral chakra while you're painting. So if you haven't explored painting as a creative medium with this information now, it would be a good time. Or if you do, to explore that, or if you do use paint as a creative medium, acknowledging this energy as it's flowing through you can help you to harness it better. And sometimes if there's no awareness about this, and people who paint a lot don't understand what's happening with the power going through them or the energy going through them, then it can be destructive in their life. So like with unhealthy addictions, etc. So something good to acknowledge consciously when working with paint as a medium for creation. Okay? All right, let's get started. So I have raw black tourmaline that wanted to come for the reading today. And of course my bead totem. And then I have a sphere with a copper coil and the seed of life. All right, I can't remember what crystal this is in here. But these are the two that wanted to come today. And this is an unusual one, okay? I do feel that there has been technology that has been interfering with this abundance of new ether element that was placed into our reality, and how it mixes with the technology. It can sometimes not get distorted, but get interrupted. It could get interrupted. And so I'm not like a huge what's the word? Like I don't necessarily believe in protection that much, because I feel like I just know I am protected already. But this has actually been helping the last couple of days with some of that. It just helps to clear the energy field around you. So I have noticed some of that. And speaking of which, let's do that now. By the way, you guys, I am facing west. If the wind will decide to cooperate today. Okay. I guess what I'm trying to say about this is, don't be fearful about this. It is something that is, and it's how we work with it, right? So it's just something to note, nothing to be worried about or fearful about. All right. Let's start with the Pisces symphonic gong. Take a big breath in. and release. I feel some light language coming through, so we'll see what happens. Okay, 285. Feel your body start to tune to the hertz. 417. $6.39. Hurikaya sanata harinakaya sutto inata harinashe sanata harunako ishahalatai yasandane ishahana ikaya sandana yoto ikaya harinase itanate haronoko ishalahanata yasindana hoko ishalahainata hashinana. Receive the activation. $8.52. Yoki anata harinatatai yasandane ishahala unka yasanata ita haraya kanata ishala hainata oruko inatatai asoko ananta hira la kandana hishala yasadana oko anata hiranai yasindane ishal hain katan. Take a big breath in. Receive all of that information from the light language and let it activate you. And exhale. All right, let's get started with the cards. So I'm so curious, what's going to come out, because the messages that I've gotten over the past week are just pretty interesting. So let's see what happens. All right, so on the bottom, tick-tock. Okay. How I see this is your control over your time is in your hands, right? How you spend your time, how you, the experiences that you choose to have, it's kind of in your hands right now. Let's get some more on that. Yeah. Okay, exchanging gifts. This is also a time where you will be sharing and receiving, sending and receiving information to your guides, the Ascended Masters. And what we reflect back to Source is important too, right? Through our experiences, it's valuable information. And so how you're choosing to spend your time in the experiences that you're creating and having, you know, this is going back to Source. So pay attention to that. Yeah, there's a push to come out of the comfort zone regarding time. So if there's like a worry or something about, I don't have enough time, it's not the right time, Spirit's saying, maybe it is, you know, try it out. You have more gifts and skills than you think you are. You're more ready than maybe you feel like you are. So there's a little nudge there. Also, how I see the time with the exchanging gifts thing is, you know, as we vacillate between dimensions, because we're primarily in fourth now, as third kind of becomes less and less. As we're vacillating more between fourth and fifth dimension, time does get a little funny, right? It's almost like there's no time. Especially when you're using your gifts, enjoying the things that you're doing. It's about being present. It's about being fully present. Because when you are embodying what you love to do or what you love to be, then that's the no time, right? All right, for the collective, Spirit. Mending. Okay, so how I'm also seeing this is that as we are integrating aspects of our higher self, right? It's a lot, right? And there does take some of this it takes time to integrate it, and it is like sewing it inside of yourself, okay? When these new energies come in and it raises our vibration, it expands what, as our vessel, we are able to hold of these frequencies, it is kind of becoming part of us. So it's an exchange as we lift our energies and we receive the energies of the dimensions of our higher selves and integrate those. There is some healing that may be coming up, okay? Some higher viewpoints about things that you may not have seen before on your healing patterns or your healing journey, seeing things a little bit different from a higher perspective, seeing the truth about things, honestly. Additionally, there may have been a truth that you uncovered or were told recently about something that you you've kind of had to heal from, or it has helped to mend a relationship, a connection. Let's do energy. Whoa, okay. Yeah, so patience was at the bottom. So this is like divine alchemy, right? Like temperance. So this has to do with how you alchemize through your fears, through the unknown, with the aspects of the spiritual realm, the ether that I was talking about, right? Yeah. And how are you going to use it for your healing practices? Do you heal through your hands? Right? What's your powerhouse body part for healing? There's multiple, but which ones do you use? So balance is a key here. So I'm seeing this repeatedly, okay? Some Orion energy coming through with those pyramids there. And archangels. So this is telling me that the Orions and the archangels are helping to assist through this process, maybe healing some past timelines from the Orion wars, right? I see that as a theme in the collective right now. Maybe getting some past life memories about your experiences in the Orion wars. Seeing that, right? Seeing that from a higher perspective. But again here, there's a theme of alchemy, right? With what the angel of balance is holding in her hands, and essentially temperance here. It's that divine balance, which is really important if we are being cultivated to make these important decisions, that they come from this aligned place and gentle place. We have to be careful with the alchemy, right? Because if we don't really know what we're doing, right? You can blow up the lab, the chemist lab, right? So you have to be careful with your alchemy. Make sure you used it from a balanced, aligned place, from patience, not like a rushed place, not like a place of urgency, or like I have to do this now. Kind of sit back, look at things, right? Look at things from a higher perspective and say, how can I really approach this from a balanced and aligned place, a place of grace and patience, and calling upon the assistance of the archangels and the Orion light. Especially if it's helping, if you are clearing out those past timelines from the Orion wars and healing those, they can definitely assist you with that too. Yeah, there's some hostility in those old timelines, all right, that are being cured in the collective. And that's an interesting word that I just said instead of healed, right? Yeah, it had to do with connections, okay? It had to do with difficult connections with others, all right? And a lot of deceit, a lot of power grabs, okay? Seeing the truth about things, people, places, or things. And there's a lot of healing surrounding this in the collective right now. And so it looks like a pretty tumultuous time, actually. And so this is why it makes sense, the discernment, right? The discernment. And from a place of wisdom, right? Like this card sums it all up. And staying aligned in that and seeing things from that perspective when it comes to this, yeah. So if there are connections in your life that are based around these energies right now, they are actually healing past Orion War timelines by dealing with these energies in the now, by mending these, right? So that's interesting. And then of course here on the bottom we have indecision. This has to do with our path and the decisions that we want to take from this aligned, wise, and discerned place. Okay. Seeing above, seeing through the mask, seeing from above. So owl spirit is here. Yeah, so you can you can see through this. If someone approaches you with deceit, it's like you see the vibration right away and you're like, no. I have that wisdom already from the past, right? I've been through that lesson with other people and I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to choose to go down that path and get involved with people who have that vibration. I've mended that. Okay. And this may have been someone that you felt safe with before too, because I'm getting root chakra here. And so it kind of came as a surprise for you. Let's see. It's really just a test that was set up for yourself by you, right? To see what you'll do this time. Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Yeah, so if there has been some tumultuous, lower vibrational energies in your experience recently, don't give up. Also, what this is saying is mission uncovered, so it kind of ties in with that random message I got from my galactic family about, you know, the reprieve or retreat or star hub, whatever it is, it will be unique to you. It will be sacred to you, sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality. Again, that's kind of backing up what I was talking about the paint medium channeling the energy of the largest mountain next to you through the sacral chakra. Okay, so this helps to balance and to channel, balance, and stabilize the energy through the sacral chakra. So that's something to look into. Also, that has to do with creation, creativity, right? And of course, sacred sexuality. Angelic frequency, angels are here, you are safe. Potent connection, right? So deepening connections with the angelic realms, with the archangels. They've been helping with these upgrades, with discernment and wisdom, seeing through the deceit. For the collective spirit, what do we need to know? Higher heart activation, dropping shields, divine love, your heart is healed. Yeah, so this is confirming that this is past stuff clearing out, right? Going from this to the higher heart space. Look at the difference in the images, in the energy of the two cards. That's been a huge transformation. You may have been working with others on your healing journey that have helped you to get in touch with this higher heart space. Because it is true, right? When we work on healing with others or in a group, we get aspects of ourselves reflected back to us that we wouldn't if we were just working in solitude. So it's important to have that balance of working with groups, working in solitude. having that balance is very important for the healing journey, okay? Also, this image reminds me a lot of what I was talking about with the clouds opening up and all the into a circle and all the energy being poured through from the galactics. Okay, so this is kind of telling me that accessing the higher heart space, the sacred heart space, will help us to harness all of this new abundant ether energy as a building block. And this is the space that we want to create it from, okay, is the higher heart. Especially now that some aspects of this have been cleared from the collective with roots in the Orion Wars, okay? Star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. Yeah, so, oh, some beautiful light language there on that portal. And so really there's a big message here of soul family coming together, connections that were based in lower vibrations, broken heart, deceit, untrustworthiness, all of that are kind of filtering out as the collective is mending those aspects within itself. And so what this is telling me is that as a collective, we're shifting our experience to these higher vibrational connections, right, with our star family. And as stars align and these things start to come into place on the mission, that is also an aspect that is helping us heal so it works both ways, right? It like starts internally and then we see it reflected back in our reality to us. And so now I understand why they had me bring the raw black tourmaline for these lower vibrations, right? That are clearing out. And also this, clearing out those vibrations that are interfering with the energy that's coming through. I get it now. Okay, let's pull a sacred spirit. Spirit messages, observe limitations. Okay, so those aspects were limiting the collective, and the collective decided not to engage in those frequencies and to choose higher frequencies. And that decision, right? That decision is what triggered this influx of new available ether energy from the galactics. It's interesting how we create our reality, you guys. So spirit messages. Yeah, there is some air energy here with this owl and bird. So if you are being put in, or I should say, if you are creating experiences for yourself where you need to make these decisions, connect with air energy, okay? Because it's going to assist you to observe and see from a higher perspective. There's another message here, sorry. Yeah, okay, so the past limitations that you have either placed on yourself or learned through programming from people or society or family, friends, whatever, you're now starting to see that. You're starting to see those the way that you would react in the past, or that you would choose to react in the past. And that is shifting. You're now approaching decisions obstacles on your path from your higher heart space. This is a theme in the collective because it's visible now. It's clearly visible, these past limitations that were put on you or that you just developed through your own experiences in your life. And so what this is saying is that a lot of old programming is being cleared out. It's being cleared out with these new energies that are coming, that came in through that hole in the clouds that I saw, right? More based in divine feminine energy for co-creation, right? These are just coming off the bottom. It was an assistance, a leg up to help us go into our leadership, ascended earth masters, right? Okay. And also what this one is telling me is that there's more. There's more to uncover. It's not finished yet. So keep doing the work. Keep sifting through the gems, right? Get out of your comfort zone, right? Take chances, not based in limitations, all right? Be open to change. Be open to change. Everything's going to change in the next 3 to 5 years, all right? So there's a lot of happiness and inner peace, right? As long as you are open to embrace the new, embrace the change. These are just coming off the bottom, you guys, right? Don't get sucked in by these distractions, these sidetrack distractions, right? This doesn't mean anything. It's more about connection, about love, about building community with home, right? Also, there's a lot of new people awakening, a new wave, and so be patient with these people, all right? Just remember that everyone has something to teach and everyone has something to learn. It's outdated for there to be like a teacher-student connection, right? It's now both. Everyone is both. Like the guru and the follower, right? That's outdated. That doesn't exist anymore. It's part of the old paradigm. Yeah, so mindful wisdom, right? Using your wisdom in a mindful way. I'm just hearing awareness. Awareness. Create inner harmony. Yeah, so if you have that inside, any decision you make from that place will be the correct decision. Okay, I just saw a card, guard your energy. And so it makes sense with some of this deceit, broken heart community here. Although I personally do not practice like protection practices for my energy and my beliefs, right? It's because there's already a deep knowing I am protected. That doesn't mean that's the right path for you. If you feel you need to do that, do that. If you feel that you need to guard your energy, really how I see that is boundaries, right? So again, that comes into what I was saying about having balanced time between exploring your divine connections and also spending time alone, cultivating that inner harmony within yourself, so then you can share it with others. But I do get now why I said that in the beginning, because there may be some individuals worried about protection in the collective. So that is another way to look at it, is knowing you already are protected and that is your reality, right? Lead the way, light your own path. Yeah, way shower for sure, energy here. Look at how much of a multidimensional yet gentle aspect this brings. Under the star, right? Everything's aligned. Everything is colorful and vibrant, but yet it's peaceful, right? this is how you are, this is the energy of the way shower. All right, but embodiment, embodiment. Also, what I was talking about is when you're making decisions for the highest good and that are in alignment, light your own path. Your path becomes very clear. Okay, it's not murky or muddled. Yeah, third eye vision. So major third eye upgrades here. Seeing right through deceit, aligning with your soul family, seeing through the masks, opening the doors to a higher perspective, reclaim your mind. So deprogramming from the third eye, that's really powerful. Okay. All right. Let me clarify with tarot. Seven of Cups on the bottom, you guys. I almost chose another deck too, and this one was like, no, me. Okay. So yeah, so Hanged Man and Seven of Cups. Okay. So if there's been decisions that you have not been making because there's a little bit of feeling of overwhelm or confusion about what steps to take, about what decision to make, you know the one, okay? Just sit back, get in alignment, get a higher perspective, zoom out, and you'll be able to see clearly. You'll be able to see through the deceit and see what is the correct path for you. When you embody the energies that you wish to see, right? You become a way shower and you light your own path. Knight of Cups, yeah. So this has to do with watching your emotions, observing them. Yeah, High Priestess. Yeah, so everything's gonna be new, right? New emotions, new experiences, new things that we're seeing, new energies to work with. Everything is just new. So it can be a little overwhelming, especially when you're trying to make decisions. Because of the way that things happened in the past, you know, you can't look at that as what Spirit is saying, because everything's changed now. Like, take the wisdom from it, but it's different now. Our reality, the building blocks of our reality, completely shifted. Yeah, so as I was saying, right, so Death and Page of Voices came out together under mending. So this talks about grief and dealing with grief of loss, right? Looking at how you mend loss within yourself, at how you deal with those heavy emotions. Learning from those experiences, what you glean from them. Also, what this is telling me, since this is a collective reading, is that how our society views death is changing, right? As a society, we're healing the way that we view death. Yeah, we're seeing the programming that's come to us regarding this broken heart, right? Ace of Voices, again with the owl. We're seeing the way that in the past, how as a society we've dealt with grief, we've dealt with loss, we've dealt with broken hearts for ourselves, for loss. We're seeing the truth about that and how there's a higher perspective. And it's about investing in the community, right? Slowly and surely, Knight of Pentacles, we're getting there as a community, which is in the heart of the reading, by the way. These communities are blossoming. You see that? All the flowers in this card, especially divine feminine energy in the communities are blossoming. And also what this tells me is, as a collective, you know, divine feminine energy has slowly but surely been healing in the collective. Yeah, there's been a realization by people that there has been some, you know, programming and deceit on a collective level regarding death and loss, and what we were taught about this. And now seeing beyond, there's so many other ways that it can be viewed and experienced. You know, death, grief, and loss. Death, grief, and loss. Ways that are more from a place of beauty and freedom, right? Experience is another word that's coming to mind. What's this higher heart? The Emperor. Aries energy. Okay. So this speaks of boundaries, but not having excessive boundaries, right? Because under higher heart it says dropping shields. It says dropping shields. So if you have been spending a lot of time alone, this is saying, you know, lessen your shields that you're putting up, right? Integrate more into the community, all right, to build. Even if it's like working on a slow project or something like that, because there are aspects of ourselves that beautiful aspects that will be reflected back to us that we can use, right? So this is saying just have balanced boundaries, not excessive, right? And one of the ways to do that is by balancing your time with others and self. Yeah, because there's a lot of gifts that we can receive internally when we do that. Also, you know, the Emperor is very confident and takes care of the people, right? And so how this is under higher heart activation, I'm feeling that with these energies coming in, it kind of gave us a boost of this to when we are building, right? When these energies came through the clouds that I was seeing, this gave us a boost of these Emperor energies. And so just have a balanced expression of that, right? This was a gift from the Galactics. Yeah. It was for our awakening. It was to awaken aspects of ourselves. See that? Way shower? Look at that. This is the Judgment card. And so what this is also telling me is that other people are watching you when you're in your realm, right? In your reality, in your empire, in your universe, whatever you want to call it. You you are being watched as you're making decisions, okay? My left eye is twitching right now, which is the feminine or spiritual side, right? So look through things through a spiritual lens, okay? Because there is an origin on the energetic level for anything that comes down to the physical. Your heart, because this is looking directly up at truth be told, your heart knows the truth. Your higher, so this is saying also not to make decisions from the mind, right? Because we have 9 of swords at the bottom here, kind of linking up to deceit. So not making decisions from the mind, but really connecting with that higher heart space, your sacred heart space. It's a little bit behind the actual physical heart, and you can feel it if you scan for it. Okay, you'll be able to feel it. Connect with this, and this is like your compass. This is like your beacon of light where you will make decisions from that, because people are watching you, right? Whether it be children in your life or your other peers or people in your community or people in your family or people at your job, whatever. This is saying your decisions and your actions and the energy that you embody and the light that you shine is really important right now. Look how important it is. All right. Yeah, because with this star above, people are watching you. So it's important to emulate and make decisions from that higher heart space. Also, you're being called, all right, to be a way shower for others. It's just interesting how much when I zoom out, I can see all of this, right? So like when you hear the call to be an example for people in your surrounding, how even one decision that you make from this beautiful sacred heart place can trigger something in that person, which they can emulate in their life, and the effect just trickles, you see. So even though it's something small, maybe picking up something for someone that someone dropped in a grocery store, something that's just a really basic example, but it's going to go a long way, is what this is saying. Be the light, right? Be the light. Also, you're being called to be a leader, and I'm not in the sense that it used to mean like a leader and follower, but a leader on your own path to emulate as a way shower, okay? Also, what this is saying is if you are worried about being like a role model in someone's life or like a leader type figure in a community, don't worry about it, because you have the wisdom, and as long as you are making decisions from your higher heart space, everything will align. Choose truth. Choose truth. Always choose truth. That's what this is saying. There's a lot of worry about this in the collective right now. That's interesting. Okay, so let's get some Indigo Goddess cards here from the Midnight Oracle. Yeah, so when I cut the deck, discern, screening your options, important choices, Pros, cons, dig for gold, only the best, right? So what this is also telling me is don't settle with your decisions. Don't settle. Yeah. Okay. Abundance. Fruits of your labor, harvest, extra cash, fulfilled, blessed, overflow, time is ripe. All right, for the collective spirit. Prospects. Securing your future, wise spending, speculation, acquire, compound, fund. Okay. So that's overnight of materials in community, which is pentacles, in community, right? So it's a slow and steady process in this community building, but it is to secure the future. So self-sustaining automatically comes to mind, right? And we're getting helping hands with this. We're getting help with this. Giving and getting support, reaching out, financial aid, donate, charity work, and loan. Part of what this is telling me is be cautioned if you are getting like some type of financial income. Be cautious where it's coming from. The source is important. Just a little side message. But yeah, the guides and Ascended Masters and Galactics have been helping with the discernment to make these important choices. Okay. All right. So that's it for now. Let's look up number 7. Interesting. It's in the introduction. So let me see if there's a sentence that sticks out on this page. So there are literally thousands of spiritual icons. Availing yourself of their wisdom and knowledge can be a fun and exciting process. Getting to know them is certainly enjoyable and enlightening. Working with them on a regular basis can vastly improve the quality of your life and facilitate your spiritual explorations. Give yourself the gift of getting to know them. Yeah, so that directly ties in with everything that I was talking about. So that's cool. Okay, let's do another Pisces symphonic gong, and I'll close it off. Mahalo for joining me for this reading, and I'll talk to you next time. Aloha.